I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to answer. What does the word abridged mean? Now that you answered that question, I'm going to give you the definition according to Google of what abridged means. According to Google, abridged means a piece of writing that has been shortened, or a shortened piece of writing without losing the sense of the narrative. Now that you understand what abridged means, I'm going to be telling you how Joyda Entertainment takes that and just throws it in the fucking trash. Because goddamn, they do not know how to do an abridged series. Alright, let's get into how. Part 1, they changed characters' names for no reason. Now this one isn't as bad as the other ones. In fact, I'll get to those in a minute after this. But it is an example of how they make unnecessary changes to a story that they're trying to abridge. One of the most prominent examples is the My Hero Academia abridge, where they just changed most of the characters' names for no reason. We got Pierre, you wanna come out here? Rusty, Scotch Tape, La Rose, Zapper, Copyright, and best of all, Chili. Now you must be thinking, oh, it's an abridged series, so they must be telling the characters' real names. No, because those are not the characters' names. Their actual names are Aoyama, Kirishima, Denki, Mina, Sero, Monoma, and Todoroki. This isn't the only instance they changed character names for no reason, as in the Dandan abridged series, they changed Okuru's name to Daniel.
Name, genius.
Oh, it's dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Daniel.
That's not even his name. That joke would have worked if his name was actually Daniel, but it's not. It's Ken Takakura. Them making these changes are just unnecessary and confusing. Like, you're not gonna get in trouble for using the characters' actual names. Like, they got the same power and same looks, just not the character. Part 2, mischaracterization. Joyda Entertainment just takes characters from series and just completely butchers their characters. I'm not kidding. They will look at a character and just remove their personal traits from them. The character being a kind and lovable person? Nope, let's just make them a complete dickhead. The character not being a villain and actually being a hero? No, let's make them the secret villain of the story. Their most prime example comes from their My Hero Academia Abridged series. The 4 characters they butchered is Deku, Uraraka, Ida, and Momo. Here's an example of how they fucked up their characters.
There's your biggest problem. Izuku fucking Midoriya. It's always about him. I hate him. I hate what he did to you.
He did nothing wrong.
He always made you compare yourself to him. But it's not a problem anymore.
Don't you say it!
You're still here. You outlived him. Because you're better than him.
Stop!
But you never got over him. And you never appreciated the fact that I helped you end him!
What the fuck is this Macbethian bullshit?!
Midoriya pushed me down and said terrible things. Like quirkies are inferior and Smash Mouth will go out of style in a few years. You have to teach him a lesson, Bakugo. You're the only one strong enough.
Sorry. But you quirkless, hateful assholes had this coming.
And we didn't even have to bloody our hands to finish the job. He's gone. He's dead. And I'm happy he is!
This right here is a blatant example of them mischaracterizing a character from the series. Ochako would never say these things, and she would never act like this. Ochako isn't this heartless bitch who hates Deku. She's a kind and sweet character who helps Deku from time to time along with others. But this is one out of many characters that get fucked up majorly. In fact, let's take a look at how they view Deku.
Oh, it's because, like, he has plot armor, and all of, like, Deku's fans just want to be super powerful. Like, he's a self-insert, he has no depth.
We'll
And to be
receive things
fair-
for nothing. That's our
Yes,
issue.
yes.
Is that
And that's a good
he
issue.
gets handed things and he steals from other characters.
But here's...
As for you, Deku, you're just a plain, boring, empty little vessel that serves any purpose or idea somebody else plants into you. You can be a precious little cinnamon roll and a mascot for systemic abusers. But you can't save my son, because there's nothing within you that's inherently your own.
That is how they view Midoriya. They see him as a black hole character who takes and gets handed things. To which I'm gonna stay right here and now, that is not true. Deku had to work for his powers. If you used your fucking ears and eyes, you would have seen him training in order to get One For All. If he was given One For All from the start, his body would have fucking exploded. They also try to say that he steals from his classmates, which is just no. Black Whip is able to move freely on its own and can change into many objects. Cero's quirk is just tape. It can't transform into objects, and it can't move freely on its own. They're trying to say that he stole from Cero, but no. We even see Cero training Midoriya in order to get an understanding of how quirks like that work.
Nah, it's really not. Gosh damn it, he stole from me now.
No, he didn't, you stupid bitch. Like, it's not even remotely the same. Same thing with Float. The quirk Float just allows you to stay in midair or fly with the use of One For All. Uraraka touches someone to make them weightless. They can't move unless someone pushes them. The only similarity I could find is that they both float in the air. But even then, they're both different quirks. Float doesn't require touch, and it allows someone to move freely in the air. Zero gravity essentially requires touch in order to make someone weightless, and you need to push them around while they're in the air. They're also trying to make the same argument for Fajin being Ida's gear shift, which no it isn't. Fajin requires a massive amounts of kinetic energy, leading into one big burst of speed. Ida's quirk doesn't require kinetic energy, it can just run fast. They're just trying to make up any excuse to make Midoriya dislikable. Speaking of which, they made his character an asshole in this series. Surprise, surprise.
Is that not perfect? Did I not enjoy myself?
Collect your tips and call it a night, you shonen slut. You've left nothing to the imagination in that performance.
I'm moving forward now.
Get down from that cross! You're obstructing the view!
My guilt is no longer an obstacle.
Your saliva's greasing it like a stripper pole.
What you smiling at? You ain't got nothing to smile about no more.
Congratulations, you just made one of the nicest people in Shonen Jump into a complete another asshole. Believe it or not, we still got 2 more characters to go through, and they have gotten the worst treatment of mischaracterization I have ever seen.
Sorry about your brother, Tenya. Had I known Stain was after your family, I would have snuffed him the first chance I had.
Don't be. This whole ordeal put everything back into perspective.
You were one of the good ones, Ida.
Good and evil are only relative terms used by the uneducated, unmotivated
What the hell is this?
masses.
No, this isn't a joke. They made Ida an antagonist in the beginning parts of MHA Abridged. This mischaracterization is not even part of the MHA story. Hell, this isn't what Ida is about. Ida became a hero because his brother inspired him to become one. And even after the Stain arc, he learns more about what it means to become a hero. So him being a villain in the Abridged series is out of left field and makes no sense for his character. The same could be said about Yayorozu.
Here to rescue the asset?
As far as the motherland's concerned, but I'm really here to speak to my brother. Where is he?
Never came. Too cowardly to visit his old man.
He's smart. He knows that our father died ages ago.
You fooled me, daughter.
Let's cut the charade altogether. You and I have nothing in common. Except that we're both foolish enough to believe One For All alone can solve everything. I once took it and tried to correct the past. I'd apologize if you could remember, or if I even cared. I'm at least allowed to resent how fate favors you.
What do you get anyway? Toast?
Oh, cry me a river. You killed the dog first.
You killed the last and only thing I ever gave a damn about.
And now you're gonna kill me? Do it. Give me New Order. It's too big for you anyways. You'll never finish it.
That's what this was all about? Damn it. I knew we were too smart to be playing with Dragon Balls.
Yo, mama! Stop! Down, girl! Bad! Bad!
She killed the dog, Tenya.
The dog was already dead.
You know that doesn't end well for you. Why do it again?
Because it didn't happen yet, idiot. But the fact that you've seen it before proves I can repeat it again and again. Simulation after simulacrum of a perfect world. And nobody can stop me until I make it right.
Nah, I didn't watch Jump Force Abridged. Could someone explain?
Watch this.
That's right, they made Momo an antagonist for the series, which, guess what, goes against her character in the original story. Now I know some of you are probably wondering, Dude69, it's an Abridged series, of course the characters aren't going to be their canon selves. To that, I say, look at Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They were able to stay in line with what the characters were about. Yeah, they may have changed a few things, but guess what, they were still somewhat similar to the canon versions of the characters. They didn't outright mischaracterize them. This feels nothing like MHA. This feels like a fan fiction. To which it is. Part 3, the story fucking sucks! The story feels like it's written by MHA fans who don't read the story for what it is. Instead, they read it for a shipping.
Like 100%, I love the idea of Mineta and Deku. Weird as that may be. I believe that Bakugo is madly in love with Deku, like in the text. Whether or not Horikoshi did that intentionally, I think you can do a very queer reading of this series.
Yeah, that's what the Abridged is.
They also try to make the series about political corruption and One for All being this end-all be-all quirk. This quirk that can save the world from every sort of problem, which, no, that's not what the series is about. The series is about learning what it means to be a hero, facing hardships, and saving those who are in desperate need of saving. They try to make it about romance and political corruption, which, no, it's not what it's about. Those are not the only changes they made to the series. They also killed off characters and switched a few arcs around. At the beginning of the series, 4 episodes in, they kill off Deku.
Never forget you. Hope you enjoyed heaven while it was quiet, Nana, cause I'm about to bring a little hell up there with me. All Might? Why aren't I dead yet? I'm starting to think cancer makes you immortal or something. All Might! Yes?
He got me.
Midoriya? Midoriya!
Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but that doesn't fucking happen in the story. Killing off the main character of someone else's story is actually going to have a huge ripple effect, and it's going to confuse a lot of fans, and essentially confuse non-fans who don't know anything about the story. Now, when people look at the series, they're going to be more confused as to why Deku's not dead within the next arc. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Deku is really important within the next arc. That next arc being the UA Sports Festival. Bit of a spoiler warning for this arc. Deku's main goal is to get someone to use their secondary quirk and get over their trauma. But in the Abridged series by Joy Entertainment, Bakugo is the one to help this person out.
With what? I want to know what your deal is.
Why?
Because maybe the sports festival isn't the problem. Maybe there's a better solution that we can find together. Ugh, that word did not taste good in my mouth.
Or maybe you're just trying to psych me out before I'm matching the finals.
You know how hard it is to restrain myself from melting your face off, medium rare? Just tell me why winning is so damn important to you.
I'm trying to prove a point.
Well, aren't we all, strawberries and cream?
This interaction happened a whole lot more differently in the manga and anime. In the anime and manga, Bakugo was insulting and said that he's gonna win. He never went out and reached a hand to Todoroki to try and help him. That was all Midoriya's doing, which by the way, in the Abridged series, he's now dead. After this arc, they didn't for some reason swap arcs completely. They skipped the Stain arc and went straight to the final exam arc. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the Stain arc comes before the final exam arc. This doesn't make sense story-wise, considering the fact that in the next arc, they legit show Midoriya having One for All at 5%. Speaking of that, they brought him back to life.
Aw, where'd that Christmas smile go? Wasn't this the fight you always wanted? Or do you not like this gift either?
I never thought there could be another person out there worse than me.
How about another gift? Something extra special from the well-meaning faculty of UA. Though I'm gonna make a wild prediction and say, you won't appreciate it. Leave All Might alone, you villain!
Yep, they revived him, which leads me to ask, why even kill him off in the first place? You're just making your job a whole lot more harder and you're confusing non-fans of the series, so why even kill him off? This isn't an Abridged series, this is a fucking fan fiction. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but fan fiction and Abridged is completely different.
100% believe that Horikoshi believes in Toga and Ochako.
Oh, he does. He absolutely does. He absolutely does.
I think Ochako is believably bi, sure, but I think that, like, Ochako and Toga would have been, in a different universe, just the love of each other's lives.
They met 3 times, and 2 out of the 3 she tried to kill her!
The clips I've shown really show how much they don't understand the story at all, nor Horikoshi's writing. Yeah, Toga had feelings for Uraraka, But to say that they were reciprocated is an utter lie. This really goes to show that they don't understand the idea of My Hero and the story that it's trying to tell. And thus, they're letting these fan ideas affect the Abridged series. Imagine if Team 4-Star did this shit. Their reputation for a Abridged series would not be as credible as it is today.
Yo, Johnny, let's date. You got it, George.
I know I keep bringing up Team 4-Star a lot, but they are the pinnacle of what an Abridged series is supposed to be. Joyride Entertainment is not what an Abridged series is. Which leads me to
Part 4, Necessary Improvements.
The improvements I would suggest for Joyride Entertainment to do is 1. Follow the actual story. Do not make unnecessary changes to the story that are going to confuse fans. 2. Do not make drastic changes to characters' personality. Yeah, you can have them swear and be a little rude to each other, but nothing to the extent of where they're just assholes for no reason. And finally, do not treat the Abridged series like a fan fiction. Treating it like a fan fiction is going to confuse non-fans of the series. It also shows to people that you don't understand the story completely and are more interested in putting in your own headcanons. I don't mean any malice when I say this, but you guys really need to rework your Abridged series. Or at the very least, not call it Abridged, because this is not an Abridged at all. Look, the people at Joyride Entertainment are probably some of the nicest people out there. And I'm not judging them based on the people. I'm judging them based on their Abridges. And their Abridges are not good. There are other things I could complain about, like having Shonen Jump as a connected universe just doesn't make sense, but I'm not going to, as that would be just minor nitpicks. I'm mainly focused on major problems I have with the channel. Look, I'm not saying for them to stop their Abridged series, because that's not my choice. What I'm saying is they can improve upon some things and not make unnecessary changes. And that's really the whole point of this video, just not to make unnecessary changes to a story when abridging it. If you are making changes, I would suggest getting rid of filler episodes, as those are unnecessary to the story. And be cautious when cutting certain scenes from fight scenes, as that could also cause some mishaps. With all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, subscribe, or I will be entering your house forcing you to hit that subscribe button right now. Alrighty, good night, y'all.
Yo, why is Sonic sticking his... What? He's sticking his wiener in Tails! Sonic, what are you doing?